Good afternoon. You don't judge, just contribute to the economy, but you also fuel the world with you. Your compassion, passion for business, astounding work that fosters creative souls. She is a women entrepreneur. We have in our midst a very prominent person you are going to meet today, and I'm happy and proud to introduce Ms. Sangeetha Balasubramanian, founder and CEO of Thinkinfinity Technologies and Consulting Private Limited, Chennai. She is also a founder and managing trustee, the Again Foundation, and a chairperson, Women in Industry Council, the Southern India Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Ms. Sangeetha Bala, a, a seasoned tech leader with over 2 decades of experience, has successfully navigated industries by unwavering passion for innovation, boundless possibilities within the tech landscape. She excelled in software technology and product management, driving digital transformations for MNCs, MSMEs, GCCs, and government organizations. She is also entitled to various awards, to mention some on, featured in the 10 Best Women Entrepreneur in IT in 2019 by CEO Insights International Edition, awarded Best Woman Entrepreneur of the Year 2021 by the Commissionerate of GST and Central Excise Government of India. Recently, she's been awarded the Special Award of Entrepreneurship Spirit and Societal Betterment in 2024 by Swadeshi Jaran Manch. With a lot of thirst and expectations, I invite Ms. Sangeetha Balasubramanian to the dais to enrich us on the topic being a successful entrepreneur, women entrepreneur overcoming challenges. Ma'am, over to you, please.
Thank you. That's a wonderful introduction. Good evening, everyone. How are you all? Your first day today? Okay. Second day. Okay. I'm really excited to share your second day with all of you. Now I feel myself very young, staying amidst you. So, yeah, so the next 30-40 minutes, we are going to be together. Are we together? Yes? Make yourself comfortable. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm just going to put myself on the other side of the stage and just whatever that was running into my mind when I was like at your age or maybe after that, and I'm going to cover few aspects of it. Right? Are you with me? Okay, yeah. Thank you, MCC management, for having me here today. It's my pleasure to be part of this first batch, accommodating your first batch, and I am part of that. Thank you so much once again. To begin with, all of you, I've known I'm an entrepreneur. So I run a technology company called Thinkinfinity. So Thinkinfinity is specialized in solutioning technology solutions. So we have clients all over the world. So we have been working with the Tamil Nadu government for the past many years. So we have supported them on many aspects, many initiatives. We are the technology partner for Tamil Nadu Police Department. We have worked with Tamil Nadu Industries Department, and now we are working a lot, focusing more on the US region. So that's all about Thinkinfinity. You can go back, check, understand what it is, and you can also, refer my profile in LinkedIn, Sangeetha Bala. You can connect and see how it is. So most of you have seen, know me because I've done, I would not really call it as a successful person till now. The journey is long. There's nothing called destination in entrepreneurship. That's what I strongly believe in. It is a long journey, basically. So to an extent, today I am here, I'm standing in front of you people means. So it is a long journey, right? So it cannot be covered in 30-40 minutes, but I will try to put down few points that has helped me to curate what I am today. So when I look back, I'm an engineering graduate and an MBA. So I started my career with technology industry. It's almost 15 years. I worked with multiple MNCs. I was a vice president at Barclays, heading technology, risk and analytics divisions for India. And like 2017, I started Thinkinfinity. 2017, I started Thinkinfinity. It's almost about 8 years now. So the journey is very, very, very difficult. It's a very long journey. So what you're seeing today, only, there are a lot of speakers lined up. That's what I heard from the management. It's very wonderful to see people get inspirations from them. So whatever you see people, they're one part of it, the success part of it, right? But what is the other side? So how do you get it? So most of the times we can't afford to experience something and learn from it. That's what we always take it for granted. So whenever we make mistakes, what do we tell ourselves? We'll try to make it a bit interactive. So what do we tell ourselves? It is a learning. It is a learning. So yeah, that is true. Everything is a learning, whether it is good, bad, success, failure. We don't have to take it too much into the heart because everything is a learning. But at the same time, we cannot afford our time and money, especially the time, in experiencing and learning all the time. Sometimes you have to pick up points from the people like us and you have to implement it. That is what. So when we started our career, maybe the career as an entrepreneur or as an employee in top MNC, there was not much of influencers to educate us how entrepreneurship looks like, or maybe how to attain a senior position in a top MNC looks like. We just have to pick it on our own. But nowadays, especially the B school like this, they've got a lot more plan how to curate your next 1-2 years with all of you guys. That's a very beautiful thing. Hats off to that. And yeah, so just to put together, I have categorized 5 intelligences to become a successful entrepreneur. Need not to be an entrepreneur, even to get into a senior positions at an MNC or whatever as an employee. Entrepreneur is not a mandate, but yeah, it is a very good thing because you will be on the other side of the table providing employment to a lot of people. Still, it is a choice. Even to excel well in your career as an employee in a large organization, to climb up the leadership ladder, what you have to do. So I have put down 5 intelligences together. To start with, number 1, self-intelligence. So how many of you here know what exactly you want to do in your career? Just raise hands. You don't have to look at others and you have to do it. You just, this next 20-30 minutes, you have to be yourself. That's the number 1 thing. You should not see faces and make your decision. That's the very first learning of entrepreneur. You need to be yourself. So before even getting into a large career or an entrepreneur, I would say step 1, which most of us don't understand or fail to do it, but we jump into the main role, which is understanding our burning desire. You should first of all, you should figure out what is your calling. Most of us fail, and most of us, it is good to understand and find out what is your calling as early as possible in your career. Then you can go towards that direction. But I have seen in my experience, most of us, find it really late, maybe mid-30s, or even I have seen people even in their 50s, 60s, they don't even know what exactly they want in their life. They just finished college, they would have gone for some job, Namke was some job, then they pick up another job. Some way the life moves on. Do you want your life to be in that way, or you want to design your life the way you want? Then this day 1 is yours. So you need to be ready for your transformation 2.0. So whatever you are right now, just keep it. Now you need to be prepared for your transformation 2.0. So first, go back home, sit down, think through what exactly you want to do. It need not to be a 1-day exercise, but start thinking about it over the next 6 months, 1 year time. Start thinking yourself, giving a thought process, what exactly you want to do in your life. You might get different ideas, right? Today you want to do something, and maybe next 1 week you might think something else, and after a year you might think something else. The best way to track this, maintaining a journal. So like 15-20 years back, I used to have the habit of, when I was working itself, I used to maintain one Excel sheet, Every day when I go to work, somehow I just keep that Excel sheet open. That's all. Without I'm doing anything with that or not, but I just keep that Excel sheet open in my desktop always. And whatever thoughts I get, no, I used to document it there. That's some one good habit there. I don't even know that is called journaling and all those days. But nowadays, journaling is a very common word where we use it everywhere. But that is a very good practice, first of all, to understand what you are. So start journaling. So I have done that in like, 10 years back, 15 years back, not even like an entrepreneur, even in my career, okay, what role I want to do, what I am doing right now, what is my strength, what is my weakness, where can I focus on myself. 5 points, okay, next 6 months, 1 year, I will focus on these 2 points to improvise myself. We'll focus more on strengthening our strengths and strengthening our weakness to an extent, but working more on strengthening our strengths. So that I was doing a lot, and I had a lot of passions, into fashion designing and into a restaurant business. So I had so much of, I was very entrepreneurial. One thing I know, I was very entrepreneurial, but most of the times I don't know what to do, what exactly to do. First of all, I don't even know what exactly to do. So there were too many ideas that always popping in. I used to write down all the ideas, and I used to believe, when passion becomes our profession, what happens? Life is, in all the movies we used to hear that, when Vijay movies and all, when passion becomes our profession, life goes easy. That is very true, but most of the time what happens is, we really don't know that is our passion. Some hobby cannot be a passion, but most of the times we confuse some hobby or some activity that you may like at some particular point of time cannot be converted into a passion. For example, my case, I thought I will excel well in fashion. I started some venture in it, but like within 3-4 months I got bored of it. I could not give my 100% to it. I didn't even have my interest towards it. That's the first thing. Then I realized, okay, this is not something. Passion cannot be converted in, all the passions cannot be converted into profession. You need to have a clear, demarcation. What is your hobby? What is that you like? How long you want to pick that as a profession or not? So write down all your things and find out what exactly is your burning desire is your point number 1. Give time, 1 year, 2 year, give time and find out different time period. Our mind will keep changing. So you need to figure out that. And step 2 is what? So this is called self-intelligence. Understanding who you are, what exactly you want, and all your personality related stuffs. All the ABCDs, I would say, your attitude, behavior, commitment, your determination, all these comes under this ABCDs, okay? This has to be your self-intelligence. You definitely have to work on it if you want to become a successful person in life. Attitude plays a major role these days because degree anybody can get. Anybody can get degree. You go to the market, you look at outside, how many lakhs of people are graduating every year? And the job requirement is relatively less. Industry cannot accommodate all of them. And everybody is having a good degree in their hand. So what else is going to differentiate them? How you are going to stand out from that big crowd is your ABCDs. So you need to be very, very clear on that aspect. So degrees alone don't help. It has to be a cocktail of everything. That's how you need to. And the next skill set I would say is, okay, now you have identified what is your calling. Entrepreneurial intelligence. First is self-intelligence. Number 2 is entrepreneurial intelligence. You can replace the word entrepreneur to some really good positions at multinationals also. Okay, is all the things that I'm going to share, it's applicable to anything. If you want to be a successful person in career, in fact, in today's world, if you go to the market, you look at industries, with their interview thing, they have one thing which is called, does the employee candidate has entrepreneurial spirit in it? Now, entrepreneurial spirit has become part of everywhere. It's not just only to become an entrepreneur. Even if you want to go to MNC, be successful, you need to have that entrepreneurial spirit. So what is entrepreneurial spirit basically? So you go to the world, there'll be a lot of people you might have seen, your friends everywhere, your neighbors, wherever you go, everywhere, they will say 100 things, 10,000 things. I want to do this, do that, do this, that. But how many of them really accomplish it? How many of them really getting to that place where they want to? We have seen, right? Many people, I want to become a big person, I want to achieve this They only keep talking. But who are the actual doers? Hmm? Yes, out of 100%, only 5% of people are the actual doers. Rest 95% of people, they talk, talk, talk. In that one part will be critics. People who are critic. No matter what, whatever we do, they are going to criticize us. You will be definitely facing all such people in your life. When you want to do something bigger, be prepared to face all of these things. So there will be a lot of people criticizing no matter whatever you are doing. And one set of people, they always want to do, but maybe something stops them. Only 5% of people actually get into that mode. So the people who are not able to accomplish that 95% or 80%, whoever it is, why they are not able to do what they want to? They may have the talent, everything, but what's stopping them? A lot of factors. Can someone say, I'm just speaking your heart, so maybe you can add points. I'm just going back, trying to put myself in your shoes and thinking. They're not putting efforts or something, okay? Okay. Lack of knowledge in the field. Self-doubt. Beautiful. Okay, you almost covered everything, right? Fear of failure. Many people have that fear of failure because people don't like failing in front of others. We don't want to fail, basically. And lack of knowledge. Self-doubt is a very beautiful point. Most of the times we don't have confidence in us, or maybe we doubt whether we are right or not, or maybe the tycoons are in the industry. How can we stand in front of them? Are we right? And whatever you said is applicable. So they are afraid to take that one big step. So even I had this kind of doubt before I started Thinkinfinity, which was a technology company way back in 2017. So I was thinking, a tech company is a very big business. There are a lot of, my seniors, everyone are there. When they are not able to do, a small person like myself, now how I can do it. I was always having that. I had the gist of becoming an entrepreneur. I wanted to do, but I always had that, little thought process that was holding me back. And also, people around me, I was very much at a very, very fantastic job. I was a VP at Barclays. I was holding a good job. I was so comfortable there. And I was getting a handful of salary. And why would I leave that and go and do something else? Even my parents were saying, are you mad? You're at a very good job. You've proved yourself there. You're settled there. Those days where work from home was not there, but still I was getting 2 days work from home. I was comfortable managing my kids in that work, just 9 to 5. My parents, are you mad? Why do you want to pick up that choice? People always critic, but you should know what exactly you want, what will take you where, why do you want to do that? So you need to have that clear vision. Now you know what you want to do in your life. The next step is create your vision. What is your vision? What is the purpose? Vision is purpose. What is the purpose? So note it down. So when you know that, your next step is executing that vision. So that's what doers, very, very less people are actual doers. You want to be in that crowd, you need to look at the way how we can execute it. And perseverance. When the moment we become entrepreneur, if we look at it these days, even when I was 2012, I guess, that's one of my entrepreneurial venture. I started a restaurant in 2012 at Ananagar. It's a very big semi-fine dining restaurant. I was working at Royal Bank of Scotland at a very respectable position by then. So I decided to go to restaurant. The moment I decided I'm investing in that restaurant, the immediate thought process that popped in my mind. வரேன்டா நெக்ஸ்ட் மந்த்லேருந்து வேறு லெவலில் நம்ம வந்துட்டு காசு சம்பாதிக்க போகிறோம். ஆல்ரெடி நல்லா தான் காசு சம்பாதிச்சிட்ருக்கேன். ஓகே, I was paid well. The moment entrepreneur, the thought process immediately what comes in, entrepreneur ana, we can make a lot of money. We can definitely, lot of money into the we can definitely make a lot of money. That makes the difference. I decided I was driving, I think, some Alto car by then. I was having an Alto car by then. So I was thinking, 2 months once I go to the restaurant, I'll buy my own Mercedes, all blah blah. That was seriously, that's the thought process in my mind. With so proud thing, I had my send off from the office and I went so proud. Within less than 3 months, I could not sustain in that business. I ran away. Less than 3 months for various factors. Okay, I ran away. I terribly failed. What you see is always the success stories. You should understand the failure stories more because that will take you where you want to go. I terribly failed and I almost went into depression for about 6 months or so. I didn't pick up any job. I was not going outside also meeting people, nothing. I was just inside one room. Once the kids go back to school, I'll just shut down myself inside the room. And I was kind of, shamed to face people because with so much pride, I said, I'm going to become an entrepreneur, I'll do this, that. Because I was afraid people will make fun of me. I didn't go outside at all. And after 6 months, I picked up another job, a very good role as a business process reengineering head at Stanchart. I started going there. And like in a 1 year time, again, I started feeling I have to be an entrepreneur. The moment I went to Stanchart, I said, going forward in life, I will never ever think about becoming an entrepreneur enough. But my I was keep on thinking, my heart will get, was pounding for that I have to become an entrepreneur. Then I started thinking what to do next and everything. I took my time. Then I started realizing what are the mistakes I did in my previous entrepreneurship, that venture. What are the mistakes I did? I jotted down. In fact, I still maintain the diary I have made. Where is the lagging? What did I do? Why it didn't go well and all that. And in my next venture, I made sure I'm going to cover up all those aspects. I'm going to convert all those into my strengths. So entrepreneurship is not something overnight success. The very first thing you need to think, overnight success takes many years. You need to register this in your mind. Overnight success takes many years. So you need to be prepared for that journey. Whatever we are seeing, WhatsApp, Facebook and everything, now we are enjoying the benefit of it. But do you know how many years went behind, in getting those? Lot of years. So you need to be prepared for that journey. So entrepreneurship, the important quality that you need is perseverance and that never give up attitude. Failure is okay. I said, no, I was terribly failed, and I was feeling shame to go and meet people. What I always felt even today is failure is okay, but fail fast and don't repeat those mistakes in the future. Fail fast, learn from it, don't repeat those mistakes in the future. That's the thing I always keep in mind. Failure is perfectly okay. Don't shy away from failure, but fail fast. You can't take really 5-10 years, fail it. You need to have that thinking. So perseverance, that never give up attitude. Failure is okay, but fail fast. So you need to have all those things. And my third intelligence is emotional intelligence. We spoke about self-intelligence, entrepreneurial intelligence, emotional intelligence. So what is emotional intelligence? So what is emotional quotient? EQ? EQ, we all of us know, right? We focus a lot on our IQ, our knowledge, what we study, what we do. We focus a lot on it. But do you know EQ plays an equal importance to it? So your emotional intelligence plays a major part of it. If you bring together your IQ and EQ together, you're going to succeed. Just having the knowledge so much alone is not going to help you anywhere. You need to know how to balance it. Most of the times, whenever any problem comes, what we do? We react, isn't it? We react to it. Any kind of true leadership comes. What is true leadership? The test of true leadership comes how well we operate ourselves during stress, crisis, tough times. That's the true leadership comes out, right? We stress out. Most of the times we always try to react to it. Okay, this happened, what will I do? But we have to learn, practice ourselves to respond to things happens. Life is going to be there's going to be a lot of problems. Be it as entrepreneurship or your life or anything, it's going to be full of problems. It's going to be up and downs always. We need to be prepared for that. So how well we handle crisis. தோனி எத்தனை பேருக்கு தெரியும்? எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும், அஃப்கோர்ஸ். அவரோட லீடர்ஷிப் நோட்டீஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்களா? அவரோட கேப்டன்ஷிப் எப்படி இருக்கும்? காமன் கம்போஸ்ட், ஒரு கூலாக. ஸோ ஒரு லீடராக இருக்கிறவங்களே அப்படியே ஒரு ஒரு இஷ்யூ வந்து ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் ஆனால் டீமெல்லாம் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? ஃபாலோவர்ஸ் எல்லாம் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? They will also start stressing and their performance will automatically, naturally decline. Pressure and success. So in the work, if you do it without taking the stress to our head, to our heart, if you can able to handle that stress, super. It doesn't come like, immediately. The moment I said, it's not that you cannot go on. You have to practice it. You have to consciously practice it. So one way is meditation, I would say. That's what I have been practicing it. Meditation helps so much in keeping yourself calm and composed, making the right decision at the right time, giving yourself time. And another thing is, another way of handling these things is taking a 10-second or 30-second pass. I'm just giving you some tips, what I do. You can also add some tips. So these two things definitely I do. A stressful moment, தலையே போனாலும், okay, I take 10 seconds, a little break, calm down myself. I only think about what's next, how I'm going to handle this. I know anyway that I have to handle this situation, right? I have to handle the situation. If I'm going, irrespective of whether I'm going to handle it with stress or without stress matters. So with stress, what is the outcome? Without stress, what is the outcome? You think through it, it's going to be the same. I mean, it's not going to be the same. So you choose what you want. The feeling of that, that setup of stress is okay sometimes in a corporate atmosphere or anything to make the other people work and everything. But you should know how you actually take that stress inwards. That emotional intelligence, every time, whenever such crisis happens, you need to think through, react or respond. Learn to practice to respond. Especially when you climb up the top leadership management, this is EQ is very much important. And another important aspect is more than EQ, I would say the same thing. I would say adversity quotient. The same thing. When crisis happens, how well we will handle it. That's what. Most of us fail only during those times. During COVID, just one best example. I think you're all like your graduations. You did it on COVID batch. Yes, right? Okay. So the landscape of job, industry, market, everything has changed post-COVID, and pre-COVID it's totally different. Even your learning thing, the graph of your learning, how it is happening and everything. There is a lot of difference when it comes to adversity quotient. A lot of people have depressions today these days. A lot of students or anybody, especially if you go into the senior management or entrepreneur, they feel alone when the more they reach to the top level. So adversity quotient, keeping your emotional intelligence balanced, basically keeping your mental health strong is something very, very important. This again comes to the self-intelligence part. And number 4, any guess? You can tell in your simple words. Maybe I've coined it as intelligence. What else do you think as an entrepreneur it's required? Business intelligence. Oh, super. Nice. Risk management. Yeah. Networking. Good. Anybody want to cover? Dynamic. Fantastic. Flexibility. Yes, correct. This side from the girls. Team player. Beautiful. Adaptability. That intelligence is very much required. Change is the only constant. We are in the world where change is the only constant. Things are going to change day in, day out. The moment when way back, like 2017, when I wanted to become an entrepreneur, the thought process what I had or the strategy what I had now is totally changed. If I'm still sticking on to that mindset or to that situation, I will be nowhere now. I'll be completely disappeared. You need to be very quick, agility. You need to be really fast. You need to you need to address change quickly. We need to be adaptable to change as quick as possible. Keep in mind, world is going to change. Don't crib. I thought like this, but this happened. You need to be always prepared with your plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. If plan A doesn't work, no, make it plan B. But you make your best to make the plan A work. That's even more important, right? So adaptability. So that intelligence is something really, really important. Like I said, there is a quote, famous quote, which I always, I used to tell myself, what got you here won't get you there. This is by Marshall Smith. So what got you here won't get you there. So until COVID, we always have this mindset. Okay, I have this milestone. I reached this, I'm good. I'm done with what I want. And you would have crossed that with all the challenges, struggles, and everything. And to that point, you would have thought, I am here. My life is going to be nice from here onwards. And some things will happen, some change will happen. One example I can quote is COVID. COVID turned the business industry upside down. I cannot follow the strategy and vision, everything that I created that 4-5 years. I have to go back. I have to accept the change first of all. And I have to look at how I will sustain this change. And how innovative I am going to handle this change. I have to succeed this change, right? So you need to revisit your strategies. You need to revisit your vision quite often. You might have set one vision, but periodically you have to go back to your vision, strategy. You need to revisit, do a reverse engineering quite often. The best way to achieve something what you want is doing a reverse engineering. You know what is reverse engineering, right? You just imagine like my long-term goal, like 5 years, I want to become like this. Okay, to become that person in 5 years, what I have to do it, in the next 3 years, what I have to do, for that immediate what I have to do, which is the next 1 year or 6 months, what I'm supposed to do to reach that 5 years Sangeetha by then. So what got you here won't get you there. So there is nothing like one permanent solution that is going to solve all your problems. You have to keep learning always. This is something very, very important in life. Keep learning. You have to keep yourself upskilled all the times. Life is going to change. So adaptive intelligence. So we have covered 4. Number 5. The most important thing, your social intelligence, isn't it? It's important, right? It's very, very much required. Your social intelligence, your networking. If you want to become successful in your career, your networking plays a major role. And connecting to the world, self-awareness, like you had a previous session. What other session you had today? Goal setting and business standard? Business magazine, yes. What is the purpose of it? Yeah, you are right. Tell. What's happening in the world in the real time? It's very, very important. All this comes under your social intelligence. Only you connect to the world, you can become successful. You can't just be inside your head and always do things. The moment you connect with the world, the moment you know what is happening around you, you need to align to it. And success happens automatically. Your social networking, not the social media thing. You need to build a network that plays a major role in your life. You need to have a set of people for you, basically, your friends, family, other than that, a professional circle. You need to have certain categorizations and you need to build your social networking, social circle. And another important aspect I would cover in this is technology. Irrespective of whatever we study, whatever we do, whatever we want to become, without technology, we can't survive today. Whether I don't know. See, my father is using Amazon or Flipkart, all these online sites. Does he know how it works? How it is made, how it is built? Is it required to know? But he know how to operate it. Just like that, right? Like that, we should definitely have that knowledge of how technology works today. If we know how it works, well and good. But definitely we need to be in connect with the technology world, because irrespective of any domain industry, technology is ruling the world. Whether you want to become an entrepreneur, you want to go to the leadership role at in an MNC, whatever, without the support of technology, without the use of tools and all that, we cannot survive these days. Technology is dominating us. You should have heard the word artificial intelligence. How many of you know to an extent how it works? Now that has evolved as generative AI. And there are a lot more interesting stuff is going to come. It's keep evolving. So we need to how many of you know what is Gen AI? Or at least to an extent, how does it help us? We should start knowing all these things. Because technology, every little thing that we are doing, technology is controlling us, knowingly or unknowingly. So we need to be aware at least what is happening, why am I using this? Everything. Technology is an enabler. So for every little thing we do, technology is an enabler. And definitely AI is not going to replace human, but human will be definitely replaced if we are not aligning with AI. Keep that in mind. We will be definitely replaced if we are not aligning with AI. Otherwise, yeah, there are a lot of human intelligence stuffs which we are talking about, which we need to focus a lot on it. So in general, all these 5 intelligence I mentioned, it has to work hand in hand like a cocktail. It has to work together. Not just having one part and not just having another part, it's not going to help. For example, that example I gave, the restaurant business, where I terribly failed. When I look back, later when I try to jot down what happened, when I look back, I had the skill and I am high in, never giving up attitude. I have that strong willpower. My resilience was also good, but what made me to lose in that particular venture is my EQ. I didn't know to balance my emotion properly at the right time for the right reason. That was the main reason I terribly gave up on that venture. So when it comes to, work, we need to, decision making is one of the primary skill. To be a good entrepreneur or to be a successful person, your perseverance, your decision making, and discipline. I'll put that again on your ABCDs, which is your self-intelligence. Discipline plays a major role. You have to be disciplined, no matter what. You have to start. Discipline, it's not a very difficult thing. Maybe pick up one by one and start practicing it. Start implementing it. So without discipline, it's very difficult to be a successful entrepreneur. That's what, in my perspective, I would put in that way. Okay, so I would say, we all work for, basically, we think we work for money. So you remember in that way, PAISE, PAISE, P for perseverance, A for attitude, I for intelligence, innovation, S for sustainability, and E for, most importantly, enjoy your life. There is nothing called end of life. There is nothing called destination. It is going to be a lifelong process. The moment you achieve something what you want, definitely your want is going to change. There's nothing like, I am right now, last 8 years I have been into entrepreneurship. To an extent, definitely I have achieved what I want. I have got the cars what I want. I'm driving a Mercedes, a BMW. I've enjoyed all sort of financial prosperity. But does it satisfy me? No. Now my expectations or my wants are changing. There are also a lot of some people I've seen, they shut down themselves inside one, one thing, basically. You have to shatter all those hurdles and come out, basically. Or they set something, this is my target. I'll reach this and I'm done. We shy ourselves, basically. Especially the women part. Agree with me? We build some kind of wall, something at every stage for every little thing. The very first thing is get out of your comfort zone. You have to. The moment you get out of the comfort zone, you are building something what you want around you. You make all the effort to build what you want around you. And as a next step, over some time, you again make the effort to shatter that, the wall, and again evolve. That's how life is all about. If I think, I have done whatever I want, whatever I planned in 2018, I think I have done everything. But is it the end of the life? Nothing is destination. It is a journey. I have to now build this kind of mindset. I have to evolve furthermore. So you have to keep that in mind accordingly. And another thing I want to quote, especially with the women, students, because we see a lot of interns and employees coming to work. You look at the industry right after your graduation. People come to work. They work so well. There is not much of gender disparity among this generation, for sure, right? For sure. But what happens is, over years and years, say from that 1 year, 2 year experience to the team lead level, the crowd goes less. The women crowd, I say, and the percentage of women going up to the leadership level is only 5% or 5 to 10%, I would say, out of the overall crowd. Why is that? And the percentage of women, again, being in the board is even more lesser than that. So the more the women, employees, they grow, the crowd is becoming much smaller on the top of positions. So that's how I have seen it in the multiple organizations that I have worked, and also in the organization that I'm running right now. All come with equal N2 at the beginning, but over time and time, with the family responsibilities and the commitments and everything, it is not, I would not put it is from the men's side or anything, but they put some kind of some hurdles themselves. They build a wall by themselves, or they make decisions by themselves that maybe I can compromise on this, I can give up on this. The ones they get married, children and all that. No, women themselves make a decision, because women, we think many times it is a choice. Career is a choice, but for men it is not like that at all. We never think, no matter what, whether we do well, we don't do well, we are happy, sad, break up, anything, we are not going to hit the career part, because it's not a choice. We have been programmed in that way from, I think, from those days. We have evolved in that way. But women, without the force of anyone, not, I think these days not much of the force, but we ourselves make the decision of compromising on our career, which I would say there is a way. Definitely, you don't really have to compromise. Find out a way. Find out a way how you can handle both. Especially today, there is a huge support from the organization side, or from the society and everywhere. So first, you need to throw out that thought process of career is a choice. If you get a child, I can sit back at home. No, you can manage both. You can manage everything. Even a step above the growth, we that's what I say. Every stage somehow we put a block, and the self doubt, the self confidence part is also when it comes to women. A lot of women, I am saying, I'm not generalizing everyone, but most of the people I have interacted, I have seen, even the most confident person, I feel there is a self doubt inside. In a group of 10 people, am I saying this is right or wrong? Whether my knowledge is sufficient and all those things. So you need to come out of all those things. The moment you start being yourself, the moment you start shattering the wall, around you, and keep evolving. That is what. All the very best to all of you. God bless. Maybe any questions I can take up. Any kind of scenarios, anything that you have in your mind, some unanswered questions that you may ask in your mind, right? Whether should I ask this or not? Those kind of questions. And whatever we talk will stay in these four walls. Yeah. Anybody?
During your journey, there might be a point at which you felt like giving up. How did you overcome that situation?
That's a nice question. So I felt multiple times that thing comes. Every time a crisis happens. In a business, challenges will be huge for sure. Maybe to name a few is your cash flow, your fund, lack of knowledge, operational efficiency. a lot of stuffs, so there'll be a lot of times I used to feel I should disappear from this world or I should run away kind of feeling used to come. It's not that, like, what I will take a day break, what I do, I'm saying. I will take, couple of hours break or so. I will think through why I started this. I will think through why I started this. And I'll also think not everybody can make it up to this level what I have made, right? So all those are like motivation. Most of the times more than seeking motivation from outside, I'm a kind of person. I take motivation from myself. I would request you guys also practice it in such a way, because we can't, we are not luxury enough to have motivation from somewhere all the times. So we need to be our own motivation. So that's what I do. So definitely giving up thought process will come for most of them, and only few, survive out of it, and those few are the ones, you are seeing and you will be seeing. Because when you look at it, a lot of startups and everything comes every year, but within the completion of 1 year, almost 90% of the startups would die. That's the reality, because startup is something, it has become like a fashion. Last, post COVID, startup has become like a fashion. Entrepreneurship is like a fashion. So people started with full, full energy and everything, but within less than a year, they fail, they close it. You may not know all these things, only you know the success stories, but this is the reality. So when you want to do something, make sure what you want to do and why you want to do, not for the sake of my friend is doing. I read somewhere, if I start this business, I will get more money in that. Most of the times we take such decisions, right? If I invest in this, I'll get more money. Do your research, do your homework as much as possible. And business is all about risk taking, but that risk has to be a calculated and educated risk, which is more important. So you be prepared to fail, but you have to hold that never give up attitude. And create a support system, most importantly. Because it's a long journey. We can't be, on our own all the times. You need to have a good support system. Your family, your friends, your well-wishers. Find out a mentor. All these things really help. You can reach out to them by then.
Ma'am, how to balance work life and personal life, ma'am?
So you would have seen a lot of people saying I'm unable to balance. They'll be too professional, or I am a person. People who have known me personally, they know I'm a person who balances everything. For me, I categorize my goals into personal goals, professional goals, career goals, family goals. Like since many years, I've categorized into these 4 types, and all 4 are equally important to me. I somehow ensure I'm not giving up on any of these things, because end of the day, it all works, hand on hand. You need to have that in mind. If you look at all the successful people, they will have that balance for sure. That's what I believe in. If you're going to hit on one thing, at some point or the other, you're going to be stressed up. From day one, the very first thing is you need to believe that you can balance. And another thing I do is a lot of self-love, self-care. I give it to myself. That helps me to keep everything balanced. Because the moment you give self-love to yourself, because we are in a world, most of the time, we are dependent of others, especially in terms of emotions, right? Be it as brother, mother, anybody, boyfriend, girlfriend, anything. We always need some kind of emotional acceptance. First, we have to come out of that. Relationships, everything is fine, but we need to build that self-confidence and that acceptance from within. The moment you gain that confidence, you will automatically balance everything. So you're taking care of your mental wellness. That is something very important to success in everything else in life. So prioritize yourself, and rest of the things will automatically fall in place.
Ma'am, how did you source capital to start all these businesses?
Okay, so my business is actually, everything. There is no finances or anything. I have taken it from outside. It's all my hard-earned money that I've made it. 15 years I worked in the IT industry, right? So I accumulated all those, and I invested on it. Until now, it is like that. I'm very happy about it. Now we are getting a lot of investors, interested in our venture. I am okay for it, but maybe at the right time with the right person for the right reason I want to go for it. This gives me another level of confidence. I'm able to survive and sustain in the industry. With the capital that if maybe like way back when I started, it was just one old laptop and one person I hired the salary and something. And later, yeah, I have to invest few lakhs over and over time. But yeah, but if you look at it in the market, there are a lot of options available even from the government. Someone who want to get into entrepreneurship, there's a lot of guidance and funding options available. You may need to go through it. And there is also a VCs. There are a lot of VCs now you can see in the market who are interested in, if your idea is good and you can, make sure not every idea can sell, right? You need to have a good idea. That is again, that has to be sellable. An idea need not to be something new always. That also you should remember. Innovation is not something finding something new. Innovation is one of the item. Innovation is finding something new or even reinventing something that is already exists in terms of efficiency or making it better or whatever way it is. So that is what. So there are a lot of VCs options are there, a lot of private equities and all that, and government is also helping a lot on that aspect. But you need to go with the right purpose, and you need to have your business plan and everything in the next for the next 2 years, 3 years. There is a process to it. Maybe you need to go through it.
I'm Noah. So earlier you mentioned that you had interest in different businesses, that food business, fashion business, which is totally irrelevant to the business that you're doing right now. So what motivated you? What inspired you to do this particular business?
So my college, what I found about me is I want to become an entrepreneur. So that is tick. I found out that. But I always had this question, what I will do. There was no guidance or money, entrepreneur, money is involved, everything. What I will do, first of all, I don't know. The immediate next thought process is money. Entrepreneur is equal to money. That was the mindset, 10, 15 years back. Then I thought, where I put money, where I, put my energy, time and energy, I'll get money. I was only thinking that rather what I exactly want to do. So restaurant was something by then, okay, restaurant business. Couple of my family friends told, you invest in this, you will get this much of money. For that only reason, I tried again, I did my research and everything, I tried in that. And I realized I should do what really I want to do. That's some learning I learnt later. And again, another business, a couple of more business likewise I tried. At a very small level, I tried some business in fashion also, which I thought I am very good at it. I have a good knowledge and I think I have a good sense of fashion. Maybe I thought I will excel well in that. But over time, like I realized, no, this is something, I'm getting bored. This is not something, maybe as a hobby, I like it, but not as a business, a day-to-day thing. I don't think I can do this 24/7, 365. Then I gave a thought, I've been only thinking in terms of money. Business is equal to money. So what will I do? Rather thinking what exactly I want to do, how well I will succeed in that, what is my level of knowledge in that. Like 15 years I've been working in technology industry and I was really doing good in whatever I have been doing. I was doing tech industry, I was doing good at whatever I did. I also had that interest to do that. Then I thought, why not I will do the same thing. But that fear stopped me. Okay, restaurant, I'm not saying this is good, this is big, small, I'm not comparing in that way. But starting a technology company in those days, it's a kind of, not everyone can do it kind of thing. I had a hesitation even to tell people, I want to start a tech company because the next moment they will laugh. So I had that fear. Even to overcome that fear of expressing my thought process out itself, I took 1 year. And to come to the decision of quitting my job and get into that full time, which is having a handful of money to getting into business, immediately you will not get money and all. I took almost 1.5 years to see something else. From everything to no, nothing. Next few months I have to depend on someone, no money, I have to invest further and everything. That was really a tough decision. But entrepreneurship is all about taking risk. And that's how you make it big.
My name is Rosemary. So I have met a lot of entrepreneurs, but I've never met women entrepreneurs. So my question is, it might sound a bit feminist, do women entrepreneurs taken seriously? Because I've read and I've heard people say it also, women entrepreneurs are not taken seriously. So is it true?
Recent times and all that, there is a lot of motivation for women entrepreneurs. That's the fact, actually. Be it the government or the society or everyone, they are encouraging women entrepreneurs a lot. But to come to that, respectable, that sustainable position, you need to make a little bit of, not little bit, a lot of effort to come to that visible zone, basically. So even when I started, even I started my company, like 1-2 years, I didn't even carry the title founder, CEO and all that. Until I get confident in what I am doing, until I thought, because I was the founder of that organization, it's my own company, I can easily just write one title, founder, CEO, who is going to say no, who is going to stop? But I felt there is a value, respect to the chair, and I need to earn that title. When I feel I am good enough for that chair, to carry the title, so I was waiting for almost 2-3 years. Till then I just kept as director. My business cards and all old business cards, you see, Sangeetha director. So there was no CEO and all that. At point when I felt, I am capable of this, people, just because I am a title Sangeetha, founder, CEO, go meet people, they are not going to respect me. Oh, she's an entrepreneur. No. You really need to make effort and you need to earn that respect. But there is definitely not much of disparity being a women entrepreneur or male entrepreneur. In fact, I'm not very much into calling us like women entrepreneur and all. For me, entrepreneur is entrepreneur, irrespective of women or male. That's what I believe in. And the industry, the government, everybody are encouraging now. So it's all in our hands now. We have to pick up and move.
Thank you. So now we have come for the end of the day. I would request Dr. Samuel to honor our guests.
Thank you very much.